I have begun the recording. And so good night, or good evening, everybody. It's time to talk about graduation. For those students who are listening, we have 3 educational days left. That is tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because we have holiday on Monday. And then we're going to talk about next Thursday and Friday as well today. So the information that I have for you this evening is accurate up through today's information from the governor. And so we're going to do our best to bring you up to speed on everything that's going on. Today is going to be our final plans. There will not be anything changing. Did you hear my voice? So this will be the plan that we work from. If there are any adjustments, you would be notified through email and any other medium that I can come up with, but I don't predict to see any changes. You should be getting a letter. If you did not get it today, it'll have some permanent maps and things for you to look at, so you don't always have to go back to the video. So through the last few days, I want to talk about Wednesday, June 2nd. That is our last day for coursework. So what that means is that is the last day that your students can turn any work in. And then when they check out on Thursday, they will be using a senior checkout form that they will carry around to all of their teachers. It's very, very important, especially for those of you who have students that are working fully remotely. They are going to have to physically come to the building to check out. And they're going to turn in all books, laptops, and chargers. It's really important to make sure, especially if you have multiple children at home, that the right laptop with the right charger. At the Grandview High School, we have our laptops and chargers are both labeled with the appropriate numbers. So what will really happen on the 2nd, or excuse me, on Thursday the 3rd, is your student will show up, they'll get their form with their name on it. They will start in the library and turn in any textbooks, library books, and their computer device. Then they will proceed on to the 5 academic teachers and their advisor that they have now for a signature. Every single student. So we have 29 people on tonight. I wish we would have had 129 or really 229, but every single student must do this on Thursday or they will not get to walk on Friday, or excuse me, practice on Friday. And if you don't practice on Friday, you will not participate in graduation. So please, please, please share this information. It's been on the GSD app. It'll be on the website, and this will also go out to the students' email. And to those of you who I have parent emails, this will also go out to you as well as the letter that's gone home. One thing that just got finalized before I finished the PowerPoint, and so I actually think I'm going to type on here, so everybody bear with me just a moment. Well, we'll talk about it at the end. I was going to type it in here. You will be getting an invitation for Baccalaureate. I just got off with the Pastoral Association for this community of Grandview, and Baccalaureate will be on Thursday, June 3rd at 7 p.m. And so we'll be talking about that. So that should have been on this PowerPoint slide. I should have added that. Let's talk about Friday. Friday is practice and picture day. We'll meet here at the high school at 8 a.m. We go through the line one more time and make sure that everybody is good to go. And then we go into the gym and we'll take a picture. It's a group picture. We'll have, I probably should put my mask on. We'll have our masks on and we'll be in the gym and taking a big group picture, honoring the 3-foot social distancing. We don't have to do the 6 feet. We will then also take a picture with the caps down and seeing the decorations that are on the caps. At that time, after that, we will walk down to the stadium and we will talk about the procession into the stadium. And then we will begin taking individual pictures. We have got that finalized now. The student will stand without the school board chair. So we will not be shaking hands, no shaking of hands, no fist bumps, won't be anybody around. So it'll be just your student on the stage with the nice backdrop and the decorations. And that will be the professional picture that will be taken. Then sometime in the middle of there, we are going to walk the halls. For those of you who know of that tradition, that is where the high school students go to the elementary schools. Obviously, we can't walk the halls because we can't go in the building, but the elementary principals have agreed to partner with me. And the elementary students will be outside, and we will walk in a pattern at each school. And the young people always love to show banners, and they make all kinds of signs and do all kinds of things. So that's a really great experience. Then we'll go back to the stadium. Students will get a snack, water. We've got a little snack planned. And then we will finish our practice, and then students will turn in their caps. We always keep them because they seem to be the thing that gets left at home, and we don't have enough for everybody to have a replacement for everybody. So we do keep the caps. Go on to our next slide. Let's talk about graduation day. There's some little bit of things that have changed on not so much on this one, but we'll ask that the students arrive at 6:30 p.m. with their cap, gown, cords, stoles, anything that they've got. I was asked on a phone call today, can they wear like a flower lei or something like that? Yes, they can. We ask them to have no personal belongings. Please leave them in the car. Cell phones, especially if they choose to take a picture or something, that's great, but we'll remind them to turn their cell phones off if they do keep them with them. Please consider your shoe choice. Your pants and your shoes or your lower legs show below your gown, and a tiny bit up here, but not very much. But please choose your shoes wisely. We are walking down from the asphalt and then onto the turf. We can't have any spike heels. Wedges or a bigger block heel is fine, but no wedges. We prefer no holey jeans. We are trying to, we just call it nice clothes. Jeans are fine, just not the holey ones. I'll answer the question about that I see in the chat in just a moment. I'll ask for some clarifying. So the cap decorations, students are welcome to decorate their cap if they wish. The first big thing is make sure they put their name inside the cap. We want to keep the, I probably should have got a cap up, but we want to make sure the decorations stay within the borders of their cap. Every once in a while, somebody will have a small bow on them or something like that. That's okay. We just don't want big long things hanging off the caps. No drugs, no alcohol, gang signs. And nothing really hanging from the cap. The masks that we'll be wearing are a new, oh, thank you for the clarifying on the question. You're right, the slide does say, the person who wrote in the question says, arrive with the cap, and I will have the cap. You are correct. You are 100% correct. I will correct that before I post this. Masks have the GHS logo. I was hoping I could show you one tonight, but they still have not arrived. It'll say Grandview High School Class of 2021, and it has our dog logo on it. So they'll be all the same mask. We'll pass them out on that day, so we don't have to worry about it. Let's see. I don't know. I think I clicked too many back. So I'm going to go back one slide. Here's what we know for sure. And you notice the yellow here. The graduation is on the 5th at 8 p.m. We did decide to open the gates a little bit earlier. It's at 6:30. If you were watching before, it said 7:15. Because of the ticket situation, we want to make sure that we have plenty of time to get everybody in their seats and are in a good place. Where my cursor? So guests will be allowed So 3 tickets, 3 for the unvaccinated section and 4 for the vaccinated section. I will be talking about this further in a moment when we show a picture of the tickets, but tickets can be traded. And so we'll be talking about them in a moment. The event will be live streamed. It will be on the big screen as well as at home. Balloons and flowers cannot go into the stands. And I'm going to explain that a little bit more. We do recommend you leave them in the car or at home because you will not be meeting your graduate on the stadium floor. The stadium has to be empty before we release the students. Restrooms will be open. There's somebody had asked me, they thought the restrooms would be closed. No, they're open. We will have 6-foot spacings to actually try and keep people who are in line 6 feet apart. In the vaccinated section, students or everybody that's in that section must have a card or a picture of their card. Because vaccinations are not allowed for anyone under the age of 12, no one under the age of 12 will be in this section. All guests in the seats must have proof with them. Please don't, oh, I forgot it at home. I'm sorry, you're going to have to sit on the unvaccinated side or trade tickets with someone. Younger ages are not vaccinated yet, so they can't sit in that section. So that's how we kind of came up with the number. I only had 179 students who answered the survey about tickets. We do know that some families are all vaccinated, some are split, but the students are going to be able to trade tickets. Once again, this is the vaccinated section. In the governor's guidance, he's asking that we try and ask the people who are vaccinated to come in this gate, and the students or the guests that are unvaccinated to come in this gate on this side. So if you're part of the vaccinated people, we'd like you to park on the 2nd Street or middle school side of the stadium and enter this way. If you come to the wrong one or you can't find a place, we'll just have you walk around the outside and over to the unvaccinated section. But if we can get it close, that would be best, and it will help with the flow of traffic. This is kind of how the graduates are going to walk. This is where the stage will be and the band. Now I did add another picture. I thought this might help a little bit. It's not as pretty of a picture, but I thought it might help a little bit. So we will have some handicap parking. This is what's in your letter that's coming home. We will have some additional handicap parking right here alongside the road. There is handicap parking here and down here, as well as we will have our gator and our side-by-side if somebody needs assistance because of the distance they have to walk. We'll have people with radios in the like safety vests. Students, if you're watching, we're going to ask that you park in the staff parking so that when our guests arrive, they can get closer to the stadium. You're going to be the first here and the last to leave. So we're going to ask that you park in this area. Let me do a few questions in the chat or in the question and answer. No, every student does not have to be vaccinated. The question was, does every student that is graduating have to take the COVID-19 vaccine by that day? No, the answer is no. All students will be in a mask. They will be socially distanced for outside at 3 feet apart. So you do not. How soon will the link be available? Mr. Charvet is doing our technology. He will be working on that very soon. I will be getting that out as quickly as possible. There will be 2 different links, one for Baccalaureate for those who are from far away, and then the one for the graduation. Yes, there is a wheelchair access seating area. I'm going to use my mouse here. So there are ramps. If they're sitting in the vaccinated section on each side of this blue area, there are ramps, and there are seating for a wheelchair to back up to the stadium. They do sit on the first level, obviously. Same thing goes on the green. On the unvaccinated side, there's ramps that go up, and I don't know exactly how many, but there's probably 10 or 12, maybe up to 20. I mean, there's a lot of place for a wheelchair on this side and quite a few on this side. This holds 1,000 people on this side. The people in the vaccinated section do not have to wear a mask once they're seated. Remember, they're coming into the stadium. Let me go back a picture. Oh, I went way too far. Remember, the vaccinated section is coming in here, and though, oh, there's a better picture of the ramps. There is ramps for both sides, and then you can kind of see the ramps right here on this side. So this is where you would want to come in if you're sitting in the vaccinated side. And then this is all new, nice asphalt. This picture's a little bit older, but this is all new, fresh asphalt. The information for the live stream will be on the district app. It'll be on the website. I will be sending it to all student emails and all of the information I can. I will publicize it every which way I can. We do have to be within so many days of graduation to get that live link that Mr. Charvet is working on. So it will be soon. Okay, we're going to keep going. I think that's all my questions for now. A little bit about this front. The students will be sitting on an individual pad because we can't have the chair legs. So if this is where your student's pad will be, they'll have one chair, and then there would be another chair 3 feet apart, and that student would sit on that next chair. So that's kind of how that's going to work. They'll be down here in this orange. You'll see they'll come through the gym. We're going to come out through the commons and around. And they'll walk down the path, and then in the west end of the stadium through the cool decorations that your students are putting together for you, and then you'll walk up. We are excited to announce, I'm going to go to my next slide. Oh, I thought I had it on this, maybe I have it on this slide. Nope, I'll keep going. So I'm happy to announce that students are going to walk across the stage. We did get that cleared through the governor's information today. So, so the students will do that. Let me keep going here. Tickets will be passed out at graduation practice day. The reason that is, if we have extra tickets left, we'll be able to distribute those and allow the students to trade. So each envelope that we have, this is the actual picture of the ticket. Once the graduate will put their name on here, and then the guest name and the guest phone. And this is for contact tracing. Just so if something comes up, we know how to get a hold of you and who you were sitting near. The same thing goes in the vaccinated section. We did learn today that this is not as crucial because you're showing us your proof of your identification. I mean, your proof of your vaccine. But we do ask that we try and get that as much. However, I have this listen carefully, everybody on here. We are not responsible for lost or stolen tickets. We have produced 750 for the unvaccinated and 1,000 for the vaccinated. And so we don't have any extra, and so on and so forth. So I'll be watching the chat. I will ask the question, answer the next couple of questions in a moment. Oh, here's where we were talking about. So this is for one of the people who are asking some questions here. So we've talked about the stage, the guest speakers. You will have a class speaker as well as your 4 valedictorians. Mr. Strom always says something. I don't do very much talking. I just do the MC and keep the program moving. We will walking in single file. Now, person asked, are we going to walk down alphabetically or are we going to sit around our friends? So we're going to let you sit around your friends. We do walk with your ASB president, who's a senior, will walk first. Your class president will be second, followed by the top 10. And then it's up to you guys. So what we do when we practice is we let you pick your seats kind of where you're at. And then we stand you up and let you line up, and then you look at who's in front and who's behind. And that's how we plan your seating. And then you'll be able to share your family with your family pretty close to where your seat is. So you do get to walk across the stage. We're super excited about that. On the stage, only thing that will be on the stage is the tables with your diplomas. We'll be practicing that as well. You'll walk across at the ramp area where you go up and you'll pick up your diploma. The 2 people that are reading the names, you'll step to the middle of the stage. You'll get to show it, celebrate, whatever it might be. and then you'll walk off the stage. There will be any shaking hands, no hugging teachers, and I'm really, really sorry for that, but I'm super excited we get to have a graduation, so I guess I'll take the good with the bad. So here's the big part. I really need this. There's 41 of you on tonight. I need you to help me, and we're working on our public announcement system and so forth, but when the fireworks go off and the tossing of the caps, which will be tradition, we're going to keep that going. Then we're going to have the students find their caps and everybody will sit down. And that's when we normally play the recession music. We're going to play some different music and all of the guests must leave the stadium. So that time afterwards where your family gives you balloons and flowers and we take pictures, that's what the governor order specifically told us. We could not have any crowd gathering. So we are going to have everybody leave the stadium. They'll still be able to watch it live stream or whatever's going on. They'll be able to see all that going on. And then they will have the traditional pomp and circumstance or the traditional music, and you'll recess out of the stadium. And then you'll go get your stuff out of the commons where we're staging, and then you'll go to your cars and head home. The question is, do they need the full dose to sit on the vaccinated side? My instructions were that they have to be fully vaccinated. So obviously Johnson & Johnson is one shot because it's a one-shot vaccination. Moderna and Pfizer are 2 vaccines. The question is, and the picture will be on the stage as well. We actually do all those pictures on Friday. Yes, it will be on the stage. It'll be look just like they walked across the stage. It's just a little better. Caps are straight, hair is a little nicer, but the picture will be on the stage just like they were walking across. But we don't take a picture as they're walking. So once again, this recession is going to be a big deal and I need everybody to help. I cannot release the graduates until the stadium is empty. And as you recess out, when the music is playing, the graduates will get a goodie treat bag that are from your, I think it's the junior class. No, the sophomore class. The freshman class is getting you your flowers that you will carry. The sophomore class is doing the goodie bag, and the junior class is doing your decorations, as well as we have lots of flowers and plants and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to stay on. Please use the question and answer. Maybe I made a mistake or did something. So I'm going to stop sharing for just a minute. Not that you just need to look at me, but I am going to add one slide about the 2 things that I wanted to do. And I'm going to add that now. I'm pretty fast at this so that you can see it in writing. And so if you don't want to stay on, what I'm going to talk about baccalaureate real quick. So I'm going to put that information on here. And I really apologize that I forgot about that. Well, I didn't get off with the Pastoral Association until very late. So, but I think it is important that you're aware of it and it gets put on here so it can be posted for all of the students and people that are not. Okay, so I'm going to start sharing again. Okay, so baccalaureate is Thursday, June 3rd at 7 p.m. in the GHS auditorium. It is being run by our local pastoral association. We'll have music. You have 2 student speakers. One of our local pastors will be doing the sermon, some music. If you don't know what baccalaureate is, I suggest you look it up, Google it. It's basically a blessing for your graduation. It's a non-denominational service. Lasts about 30 minutes at the most, probably, or right around 30 minutes. And you wear your cap, gown, and all of that, and it's in the letter, and it's also on the invitation that we're sending out. Oh, I thought I had the invitation here, but the invitation will go out in the mail in the morning now that we got that done. We didn't know if we were going to be able to do it because of spacing in the auditorium, but with the new guidance that came out from Governor Inslee this morning, we decided to make it a go. I'm going to answer any other questions. What will happen to your banners on your fences? So there's two things that happen. Sometimes people aren't real patient, and so on Sunday after graduation, they take them down. We ask that you please not take them down till after graduation, but we take them all down on Monday, and then we roll them up, put your name on them as the label, and then you pick them up when you pick up your diploma. Or we give them to you when you pick up your diploma. Yes, anyone can go to Baccalaureate. Everybody will, because it's inside the building, everybody will have to wear a face mask, even the graduates. We're hoping that well, I know their mask will be here, so they'll get their mask. And then the families will just sit in pods with just a little distance between them. We'd love to have lots of people at Baccalaureate. All right, I think I'm done. I'm going to stay on just as you all leave until we get down to just one or two more people. I'm going to look at the chat. Some of you have been on all of the time, all three webinars. Is there anything that needs clarification before I say goodnight? Please check your mailbox for the letter home. Please check your mailbox Saturday, and I know we have a holiday, that's why I'm trying to get it out tomorrow. On Tuesday for the baccalaureate information. Please make sure that you tell all of your friends, social media, any way you can. Every single senior must check out on Thursday the 3rd. I think I'll go back to that slide. This is really important that everybody is here on the 3rd and checking out. We have senior breakfast for you that morning. We have all kinds of fun things going on. So we want to make sure you're here and all checked out. Oh, let me see. It looks like we got another question. As I stated earlier, and you can see on the screen now, practice is on June 4th at 8 a.m. These slides will be posted to your student account, and as well as the webinar and the slides separate, always go out on our GSD app and on the website. Thank you very much for the person who told us about the wind. I believe Mr. Reeser went out and put some more zip ties on. I will do it after this meeting on my way home and take a handful of zip ties and check to make sure that the wind was not real friendly with us tonight. But if you haven't put up balloons or celebrated your student yet, the wind's supposed to be died down, so I'd wait and put up your decorations and balloons after Saturday. Thank you, everybody. Oh, I see a couple more questions. From the person who asked how long from your shot are considering fully vaccinated, I am not a medical person, but I think my memory serves me right. And please, this is being recorded so everybody know I am not a medical person and I cannot answer that specifically, but I think it's 14 days. The blessing for the graduates will be on June 3rd at 7 p.m. in the high school auditorium. Within reason, correct, there is no limit on attending baccalaureate. Now, we normally have only about 10 to 30 students who come to baccalaureate, and that's why I say that. You know, kind of a first come, first serve. And when we get to a capacity of 250, I'll have to stop the capacity, but I think we'll be just fine. All right. I'm waiting for questions, but thank you very much for taking the time. Sorry about my icky throat, but I'm doing my best. If you have any other questions or want me to watch the chat, please do so, and I'll stay on. I am going to stop the recording at this time.